So greetings everyone, this is Manthan and I along with my team are going to present you on the damping energy harvesting system. So why harvesting? Because the world is moving towards renewable energies, automobile industry is more inclined towards electrification, so we need some regenerative mechanisms, and here comes our damping energy harvesting system. So for now, today, considering the combination constraints of piezoelectric and generator based, which we do not have to use it, we have five ingenious concepts that we have brought from our side. So these five mechanisms are exactly working as of now with all proper simulations. So they go as per this particular sequence: capacitive, triboelectric based generator, LVDT, thermoelectric generator, and VIV, voltage induced vibrations. So going towards next one.
Audible here?
Yes, you are.
Audible? Yeah, okay. Basic fundamental behind this mechanism is that the alternate distance between two metal plates is caused due to the uneven nature of the road. Hence, the capacitance value is alternate, which leads to power generation. And yeah, the plates are charged initially, and the two surfaces are made up of different metals with different work functions, maximize the power output. Can you do a couple of slides ahead? Yeah, so there's one more slide ahead. And the link can either be rectified for director consumption, or we can store in battery. That's the very different part. Afterwards, and simply in a mechanical model, we just add a couple of slides ahead. One more. The mechanical equations part. Yeah, so basically, we have the standard mechanical equations. We just add another force term. It's quite a simple calculation, and we received a output power of roughly 3 watts. Consequence, and you could see the geometry. A couple of slides. So yeah, the golden plates which you can see, that's basically the effective capacitance, and we assume that the geometry doesn't change because of the forces involved. Yeah, okay, that was it. Shall we continue with the next method?
Yeah, so the final.
So coming to triboelectric generator. So the working principle used by a triboelectric energy harvesting system is based on the coupling effect between contact charging and electrostatic induction. So next slide. So these are the literatures we reviewed, and based on this we came up with this method. So this triboelectric energy harvesting can be done in 4 methods, out of which we will be focusing on the first one, which is vertical contact suppression mode. So how this exactly works is that initially, can you move to the next slide? So initially, some space between the aluminum and PDMS layers, so there's no charge at this point. There's some vibration in the system, so these 2 layers come in contact, and due to triboelectric effect, there's some charge. And based on vibration, when these plates move up and down, there's some current generated, and based on the current, the power output energy is harvested. So this current can be used to power or load, or is stored for the energy generated is stored for future use. Next slide. Okay, so this is our system layout. So its size is around 10 cm cross 5 cm cross 8 cm. Its weight is approximately 3.1 kg, and the cost is 5,640. So coming to the governing equation, so this is the potential difference between the plates. So here we have assumed sigma, that is the surface charge density induced. So that's around 1. We have assumed it to be 1 microcoulomb. Next slide. So these are the force equations for the quarter car model, and these equations have been used to make our model on Simulink. And so and the output voltage that we get is not a unipolar output, and the amplitude is also not constant. So we have used the rectifier circuit with the capacitor to obtain a near DC output. And coming to the simulation results, so these are the values that we got in 10 runs, and the average power generated is around 2.18 watts with 30% efficiency. So that's all about triboelectric effect. Moving to the next one, over to Yash.
Okay, moving on to LVDT based mechanism, linear variable differential transformer. It works on this principle of mutual inductance to measure linear movement of the damper. Moving on to next slide. The internal structure consists of primary and secondary coils along with a core connected to the sprung and unsprung parts of the damper. Primary winding is energized by low voltage AC current. Next, we surveyed the following papers and came to the methodology that initially the core is at null position with equal flux coupled to both secondary windings. When the suspension vibrates, the flux linked to both the coils changes and accordingly a differential voltage is generated. The output of LVDT is linear over its specified range of core motion, but it can also be used over an extended range with some loss in linearity. The system layout is as follows. It would cost approximately 8,000 rupees to construct this setup with a weight of 2.2 kgs and the size is around 20 centimeter into 12 centimeter. Now to the governing equations, the relation is linear. So the output voltage can be expressed as V out equal to MD, where D is the displacement of the core and M is the sensitivity of the sensor. It depends on the turns ratio of the transformer, the excitation voltage applied to the primary coil, and the maximum displacement of the core in its linear region. Here is the electrical circuitry associated with the method, and the hour average power generated with this method is 0.85 watts using Simulink. That's it for this method. Now I'll give it to Sumit.
So coming to thermoelectric generator, the idea behind this is to convert the heat energy caused due to the damping effect on the piston of the damper to electricity. These are the literature survey which we have referred to for studying the temperature rise in the damper fluid. And the methodology employed here is that we are going to have a separate tank where we are going to fit the thermoelectric modules to measure the temperature, and correspondingly they will generate the electricity in the circuit as depicted by this circuit layout. And the size we have employed for the cylinder is 10 centimeter into 15 centimeter and the weight is 7 kg. And as you can see in this picture how we are going to set up this tank in parallel to the damper and the spring. And this is the simulation we have done, and the result we have got for one module is 0.12 joule and the average power is 0.001 watt, and we are thinking of fitting 15 such modules in our system so that we can get a total power of 0.015 watt. And thank you. This is from my side.
Yeah. Thanks, Sumit. So moving towards the next mechanism, the motivation behind this is borrowed from the ocean engineering, wherein the actual phenomena of flow, the flow of fluid over a cylinder causes vortex shredding. So this vortex shredding actually has energy associated with it. So this energy we are going to harness it for our mechanism. So we have miniaturized that ocean mechanism into this particular system. Based on this survey that we conducted, the methodology is as follows. There is a separate parallel vibration box which we call it, in which there is a vibration rod suspended by some springs. When there is a flow of fluid because of the jerky motion of the rod, the fluid will start flowing over the vibration rod which is cylindrical in nature. This will give rise to some vortex shredding. The vortexes will be formed. So these vortexes, energy from these vortexes will be extracted by some mechanical means. Primarily we are thinking of having load cells associated with each of the spring end so that we can harvest the electrical energy further. So talking about the system layout that we propose for this, it is 20 to 12 centimeter. The weight of the mechanism goes to around 7.1 and cost is 1050. The governing equations are basically the force equations, with the force basically the fluid force which comes from the vortex shredding phenomena effect. They have been referred from the paper as cited below. The simulation that we perform for getting few of the parameter equations, that is the lift coefficient, we got is 0.52 watt, the average power rating. Now summarizing all the mechanisms, from which what we can see is the overall cost-effective mechanism is the vortex-induced vibration mechanism, and the overall of the mechanism highest is in the capacitive extraction mechanism. So overall winner for this particular mechanism, we can rightly say that it is capacitive extraction mechanism. So these are the references that we referred to.
Manthan, can you share the slides? Can you share the slides?
Oh, sorry. Are they not visible?
No.
Guys,
Sorry.
time up.
Yeah, thanks. So this was from my side. We have summarized this. Yeah, over to you. Questions from
Yeah. Just start the.
Yeah. Can you share your screen?
Okay. Sorry, there's some issue with my internet connection.
You can
Sumit,
switch
can you
off
take
your
the lead?
video, man.
Okay. Yeah, here's it now. Is it visible? Yeah. So questions open to you guys. Sirs, you can ask the questions. So this is the final summary
So
that we have for
yeah,
non mechanisms.
okay. So the mean power that you're getting is like 2.958 watts.
Yeah, yeah. For
Yeah, this is
capacitive
for the
one.
road profile that we offered.
C-type road profile. Yes.
Okay. Can you just walk me through the calculations once again? How you reached to this number?
Sure. Bharat, yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, can you look at the relevant simulate model?
Hmm.
And we see that all the equations regarding it even for the power one. And in power one, the power is affected by the distance between capacitive plates, right? So there's a term of G minus X divided G is the original distance between the capacitive plates. So we just integrated the power to get the energy for the each magnetic sequence. The leftmost block has a subsystem which we have calculated power based on the current charge profile amplified and the distance between the plates.
Sorry, you're not audible properly. Hello. Yeah.
Hello, is my voice clear now?
Yeah. Now it's slightly clearer.
Yeah, in the leftmost block, basically, we have all the equations regarding the power, first of all. And in that, we simply the equation has the inputs, which are the work functions of the two metals which we have chosen, between the capacitor plates as well as the original distributed capacitor plates, when the system is at rest. And these three terms are combined to get the actual power output, which is integrated over time to the electrical energy.
Okay. I think that's it from my side. Anyone else has any questions?
No questions.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you, team number
Thank you,
9.
guys.
That was.
Yeah.
Thank